Hi everybody, and welcome to another podcast from Geonet Properties. This one's even more special than the last, and I know I keep saying that, but today we're actually in the Luke, in a finished villa. Something that's been coming for most investors in this project for at least the last 6 months since they've been coming back. I've got a very special guest, some of our investors that have just seen it, just had a walk through. I can't tell you how proud we are of what's happened. I know this must be pretty special for you. Aaron and Shelley, thanks for coming down. Thank you for enjoying this with me. I know that this sort of feels a little bit maybe awkward.
Really?
However, don't be shy because it's just amongst friends. And for us, this is a really special opportunity to get your first impressions, to get also a little bit of feedback on what the process has been like. Just a great journey for you guys. I'm hoping maybe you can take us through the journey. How did you get in contact with us? Sure. How did this entire process start?
Well, it probably started back early on this year, so about 6 months ago. Going back further than that, we come to Bali a few times a year. We were looking to invest in Bali. We knew that there was good returns, and I started Googling on the internet. I found you guys. I found a couple of other guys that I looked at. We were staying in Barawa, so I thought, well,
this area.
This is perfect. Yep. And we met up with you back in end of March, start of April, and we had a look at this as an opportunity against just getting freestanding villas elsewhere. We thought it was great having the backing of TUI to get that high occupancy rate. Being 5-star, being the only 5-star around here, it just seemed to tick every box.
Yeah.
So we came for a look through these villas back then, and we ended up buying a fraction.
Yep.
In a Type A.
Yep.
It was a seamless process. Paperwork came back and forwards, signed up, and we've been receiving the instalment as well, 8%
during construction. Yeah.
So it's better than having money in the bank.
Sure is.
So,
yeah, right.
And now we came back again, and we've decided to buy another one in our self-managed super fund. So here we are.
So dipping here and dipping there.
Yeah.
Yep.
As a couple, this was a couple's decision. Were you linked on this concept from day one, or was there a little bit of pushback from each of you? What was the...
Well, we were linked because Aaron did the hard yards on it, and it's been a dream to buy something, have something in Bali.
Yeah.
Just to have, because we want to come here more and more.
Yeah.
And it's just been seamless.
Great.
It's been easy.
But it was just I think a best way of putting your toes in the water, because you didn't have to commit to a whole villa yourself and worry about getting someone to manage it and everything like that. So you could come in at a low cost, and we'll see how it runs, and then hopefully invest more in the future.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head. Toes in the water at a price point that's really, really affordable.
Yep.
You did your due diligence on what I told you, but you also went and did your own due diligence on TUI, the TUI group, the TUI Blue brand, the hotel operator that's going to be behind all of this. And then you've already been here while it was in construction.
Yes.
Back in March. Okay. And then if we keep going forward, what's been your impressions of the construction element of this?
Well, back in March, it literally was just concrete structures, mud, I think at the time. It might have been a bit of rain, dirt, dust.
Yeah.
And so all you could go off was the pictures we saw in the brochures. So then I think it's only been 4 months to come down and see a finished villa that looks everything as much and more as the brochures. It just gives us more confidence in knowing that it's a good investment.
They're really fastidious, meticulous about every tile that's gone in here. I remember we actually talked about that and how fastidious the developer was about, no, that tile pigmentation is wrong, get it out of here.
Yeah.
Because everything's been hand selected. It's very interesting. When you talk to developers like I do every day, they don't have that level of detail, even in their psyche. But you're talking about somebody here or the Bali Ria International Group are fastidious about this being a legacy project.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can see that. The finishes are just, they're beautiful.
They're stunning.
It's so beautiful. The interior, just everything, the furnishings, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And it feels like a home, right?
Yeah.
It feels like a home if you were living it up,
100%,
right?
Yeah.
And of course, that's the five-star way. Five-star travelers like yourselves, you guys stay in beautiful hotels when you come here. You don't want really anything to be shabby.
Yeah.
You don't want anything to go, you know what, guys, I've seen better.
Yeah.
And if you have seen better, it should have been reflected in the pricing, right? But if you're in a five-star hotel and you've got this as a residence, you can imagine that prices, and I know that you might have seen the conservative quotes that we put on these projections at around, I think it was $1,200 a night.
Yeah.
It's not going to achieve that. It's going to achieve double. That's the word from the actual TUI group. When we compare this with the Como or the Citadines, they have nothing like this for starters in their inventory. They have nothing like a villa stay with all of the high level end services, no maids, no butlers, no private chefs, all of that. And they're doing their apartments, their 2-bedroom apartments at $2,500 USD per night.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just doesn't compare though, does
Doesn't
it?
compare.
No.
It's not even in the same ballpark, and yet we're only 500 metres from Fins.
Yeah.
And this area is continuously adding new restaurants, new pubs, new bars, loads and loads of high-end shops. And it's going to become synonymous with an elite type of stay, this particular project. It's already iconic. Yeah. You've been into Monsieur Spoon and you've been into all of those. Off this television right here, you're going to be able to pick off what you want from each one of those restaurants and get it delivered in the morning, delivered in the evening.
The chocolate?
The chocolate too.
The chocolate.
Absolutely. Actually, you'll get complimentary chocolates when you turn up at the reception. But getting into this fractional model that allowed you guys to dip your toes in the water, you started talking to your friends about it. One of your friends came on, and thank you for that. Tanya's a lovely lady. We're very happy to have her in. Have you ever had an investment like this where you've just gone, hey guys, we're really proud of what we're doing? Have you ever done something like that?
Yeah, we've got investment property back home, and it's not, and they've been builds as well like this, and it's not until you start having someone in there for 6 months that you think, okay, well now
we've done
we can settle down, we've done the right thing.
Yeah.
But
like we recommended this well before the build was finished.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were confident. I think coming through, I was really hesitant when Aaron said about it when we got here. I was like, okay, I can see, I can visualise it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it's actually being built.
Yeah.
You're doing what you're saying you're going to do.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was more than happy to recommend to her, because you could see.
It wasn't so much a leap of faith anymore.
Right.
It was a leap. It was a leap of belief.
Yeah.
Well, it was a combination of belief, meeting the
correct.
faith, right?
Yeah.
And your money in a safe place, with a company that was respecting every letter that we spoke.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Yeah.
You've been toying with Bali for a while, and you've been coming here for a long time. Did you ever expect to, I guess, be able to afford something here, or what was your trepidations about even the process in Bali before you spoke to us?
it was always reluctance and hesitance, because different country, different laws, so far away from where you're going to be living to see and watch that investment grow. There was huge, I guess, reluctance there.
Would have trust in that what is being told to you is to be done, is actually being done. And that's what I mean when we got here. I'm like, okay, it's being done. What you're saying is what you're doing. And I think that's,
It goes a long way, doesn't it?
It does.
Goes all the way.
It goes all the way.
Yeah.
Well, it made us invest again. So.
That's right. So you came back for a second one. You self-managed super fund. This is something, okay, this is now even more a sophisticated process for you guys. And also there are many self-managed super fund owners in this project already. The compliance part of that is actually quite intricate. And so you'll have your auditing. We have the auditing compliance for you. We have the taxation compliance for you. We have your sole purpose compliance for that. So not only will you be able to enjoy it in your own earnings, but you're also planning for your retirement. How much of the retirement process or the retirement planning has been in your consciousness, and for how long?
Yeah, with the super fund.
It's confronting, right? It can be confronting, right?
Yeah, and you always want to build on your super so you've got enough later on. And this was it was just the next step for us, because it's going to be cash flow that's coming through our super to then help us either further invest in shares or another property or whatever. And just
use that to come and live here a few months a year, or
Beautiful.
Just to have that up our sleeve. Which is the goal.
Retirement planning is something that we stress. Well, we have stressed to us. Our clients come to us and they're not looking for a dream home. They're taking us on face value and saying, you talk a lot about retirement planning, you talk a lot about estate planning, you talk a lot about self-managed super funds, you talk a lot about smashing down your mortgage quicker with a cash flow positive part of your portfolio. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. And I can't tell you how many times it comes up in my conversations. Mark, this is my retirement money. I can't stuff this up. I can't recover from this. And that I've taken from day one. It's been, I get emotional about it because I can hear them. Some things have gone wrong, or they've only just started, maybe in their late 40s or even in their 50s, to go, hang on, somebody just showed me what I'm worth in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time, and what my retirement money, how far that won't stretch. Right? And again, you guys, you've set up a beautiful life for yourself. You've got wonderful children as well. You've got some investment properties. Passive income is very, very important in those later years, right? Not only is debt important not to have in those times, but cash flow is very, very important. And so that's why I keep hearing the word cash cow. Have a cash cow in your portfolio. Something that will give you something on a daily or a monthly or something, so that you can actually live off it, because you can't live off the equity play, because you're going to have to sell that thing. You have to sell that property. So I'm glad that you guys kind of allowed me to give you that explanation. I'm glad that that's worked into what we're trying to do here. And it's part of a major part of your life, right? Your retirement. We're not young anymore.
And the cash flow is important, and that's what you're wanting, and that's probably one of the main reasons we went down this approach, because it's it's going to be cash flow positive, hopefully after 5 or 6 years. It's just money in the bank.
I mean, it's going to be cash flow. It's already cash flow positive now, right? During construction. Once it's
paid for itself.
Once it's paid for itself in maybe 5 years, possibly earlier, given the fact that our projections with those numbers were about 5.5 years of payback. But you'll be smashing it very, very quickly. And I guess you've set yourself up an offset account on a mortgage or something. Where is this money going to go, other than obviously your self-managed super fund? But you've got another fraction that was paid for out of savings, right? What's the plans with that one?
Well, that just helps build the next investment.
Nice.
So, for sure.
We've got a party coming up. Are you going to come?
We'd love to.
You will be invited. It's all over our news and in our socials, that our investors here are going to be treated to 2 or 3 nights in the hotel, dinner at Gab's, massages, the whole lot. But we really want all of our investors. If you're watching, please don't miss it. It's in December. We will get to you with the dates. It's going to be something very special, because the whole thing will be finished then, right?
Yeah.
We'll take 2 or 3 days. You'll probably want to extend it anyway if you're coming all the way out here. But 2 to 3 days just to indulge as the only ones amongst all of our other investors in the hotel and all of the tours, and we'll be going to Fins, and we'll be just having a great time. It's part of our I guess our culture, because you've now got a team around you here in Bali that are all about making sure your next one and your further one and your further one is going to be hopefully with us. But this is part of that build of a really, really great strategy, and we hope to be part of that every step of the way.
Yeah.
So our accountants are available to you, our lawyers are available to you, our business agents are available to you. They're available to you if you're looking from home, or if you're going down this path and you wonder, how smooth is that? Well, you've just heard it from Aaron and Shelley. It was smooth, right?
Yeah.
So smooth.
It's all about building that ongoing relationship, and you want people you can not rely on but trust.
Yeah.
Again, for those international barriers and everything else, and so far it's all been great.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming. This is a real treat for me, a real
Pleasure.
treat for everybody as well watching it.
It's a treat for us. It's lovely. It's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And welcome to your your lounge room.
I know.
What does that feel like?
Amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Awesome. We're going to leave it
so
there,
great.
guys. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
down. I know you've got quite a trip booked out, and while you're here, you've spent some time with us. It's always a pleasure.
Thank
Always
you.
a
No problem.
pleasure.
Cheers, mate.
To all of our investors, or if you're actually making maybe a couple of inquiries, you can contact me directly. You can get onto our Calendly booking and make a Zoom possible. If you would like to actually speak to one of our consultants, you've got some legal concerns, or you just want to understand how does ownership work here, or how can I make my budget work? I've got a bit of money in self-managed super funds, or I've got some equity out there in one of my properties. It's not making me any money. We've got some solutions here for you, and we'll make sure that your particular situation has a strategy that we can help you with. And if not, there may be another time, but get in touch with us, because it's possible. You're seeing it in living proof. And welcome to the Luke as well, but welcome back to the podcast. We'll see you all soon. Thanks for joining in.